It was like some kind of baked good, and he was starving Papi, and he expected to lose the series. Series went to the ace match. Jimmy won, and Jimmy was like, I just want to eat food. I just want to I just want to eat, Papi. Ay. He was denied it, and hey, he popped off. That was like a couple of weeks ago. It's not too long ago. Again, that's his secret. Just don't feed him. Let's go. As we're getting into our next series, we're getting into our semifinals, and spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have our Polish Protoss player, the red Protoss, representing Streamer Zone. It is Gerald. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player, the blue Terran, representing Shopify. It is ByuN. And welcome one and all to Antimatter once again. Welcome to the Shazam map. Let's go. We have a giant lightning bolt. I still wish that the lightning bolt was visible on the minimap. That's what I wish. As we are going to be settling in, ByuN going for a CC first, straight into the pocket base. Okay, it's like Radisson Station all over again. I just oh no. So CC first out of ByuN, Hyper Greed out of our Terran player. Gerald's back at home going for a Gate, Cyber into expansion, standard opener out of Gerald, even going for the Zealot first. Probe Scout will confirm the timing of that Rex, and will confirm the greed of his opponent. There we go, cancels the Zealot. Cancels the Zealot, starts up the Nexus. We'll see how our players will adjust. Don't miss the hungry, Jimmy. Exactly. A starving man is a dangerous man. Words of wisdom. I see Polish viewers in the chat. Shema, papi. Shema. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. As ByuN does go for his factory follow-up, of course, taking his gases, building up. And Gerald's going for the, let's go, before the natural's even done, Gerald, he rushes into the third. Let's go. We got some clown games. We got like, let's go. So double expand here from Gerald, again trying to meet, if not exceed, the greed of his opponent of ByuN. And I'll be honest, I think this map is a little too extreme. Like I appreciate the visual, I appreciate the quirks to this map, but I mean, there's a reason why like everyone hated Radisson Station, and there was another map after that as well, which was like along the lines of that kind of greed as well, which was like the next Radisson Station. But yeah, just hyper greed early on. Now, of course, we did see Jimmy having issues when it came to claiming his fourth base previously. You know, we have the potential gold, of course, which, I mean, there's no shot that we rush into the gold base as a fourth. But the linear fourth base is a little bit more accessible. At the same time, it is quite far away. Like, that's the downside here of the linear fourth expansion, is that you spread yourself so thin in between your bases. We'll see if Gerald can maintain. We'll see if he even does take a fourth. We have our 1-1-1 out of ByuN. Now, thankfully, there's no fast third CC yet from our Terran player, which is what we would see on Radisson Station. I still remember Spirit going, oh, forcing friendly fire. I still remember Spirit. He went like 4 CC before second racks. It might have. I don't think it was 4 CC before factory, but I think it was Spirit versus Solar. Spirit versus Solar on Radisson Station. This was back at maybe DreamHack. Ooh. Was it the open bracket of DreamHack? No, was it IEM? Was it IEM Katowice, the early stages? It was either IEM Katowice, the most recent one, from last year, or maybe DreamHack Texas. DreamHack Austin, I think? Austin or Houston, one of those. But yeah, we saw Spirit do some crazy stuff on Radisson Station. It was like here, thankfully, no fast third TC. We do have our initial mine drop here from ByuN. First one mine does go off. We have 2 more here towards the natural. And ByuN just settling into 2 bases. Does rush into a third TC. That's it, Dallas, the other one. It was either Dallas or IM Katowice. It's one of the 2. I think it was IEM because Solo went down to Rogue at Dallas in the ZVZs. Yeah. So it would have been IEM. He did that on Neon Violet the other day, basically instantly opted into 4CC. Yeah, Neon Violet, that's the map that I was thinking of. That's like the other extreme greed map. For sure. You can try to get away with that sort of stuff. Like 4CC before like second racks, before factory. It's yeah. I can see Spirit attempting that on this map is what I'm getting at. 100%. I can see players taking the greed to the extreme on antimatter. Oh. Zerber is going to be sniped. Likewise, double drop on the right hand side. Gerald, he did spot the drop initially. He's hunting for the Medivacs. Oh no! Gerald! Barely does miss it. Oh no! Okay, barely does miss. ByuN diving into the main, diving into the pocket, forces the recall. Whew. And alas, ByuN does pull out, does get away. Does pull out in time. Likewise, Gerald's getting into his own Colossus production. Colossi on the way. ByuN sims in. ByuN sims in, snipes all the sentries, nice catch. Force fields are solid, but can we hold on here? Yeah, there's the NG overcharge. But Zelsta being focused down. They are being targeted, and ByuN just has far too much here. He's going to be overwhelming. Again, the Bio army is larger than usual just because of the greed early on. And ByuN breaks through. He breaks through the defensive line, takes down the Colossus, and takes down Gerald. Gerald, he just cannot hold on here despite being in position, despite the force fields. Unable to defend. And ByuN has done it. He's broken the back of Gerald. The boys are being pulled. ByuN will shut this down. We have more Stalkers trying to warp in. And the Robo fell as well, so no more Colossus. Yeah, Gerald just doesn't have enough. He just doesn't have enough to hold on here. It's not going to happen. Warping in whatever he can, trying to rebuild that Robo. The Nexus is going to fall, and from here, ByuN can go straight for the main. He just go straight for the main base. Oh, the force fields! Oh no! Oh, they're too late! Oh my god. Tries the force field. Sentries go down. ByuN, he cannot be stopped. Not like this. Not like this. ByuN, he barrels on through. Takes down the pylon. We have Disruptor on the way. GG gets called, and ByuN, he will take game number 1. Whew. GG. Yeah, ByuN committing there on 2 bases. Again, he delayed his 3rd CC quite heavily, but again, he did have more than usual just because of the corners that were cut early on, just because of the greed. Gerald, he did attempt to catch at least the initial drop play on the right-hand side. He did miss the drops, unfortunately, and ByuN was able to break on through. Gerald, he was somewhat in position, somewhat ready for it with the Colossus, but again, you saw with only 1 shield battery, it was not enough to hold on. He was still broken. And with that, we're now getting ready for our next game. Ooh. We have Gerald's map of choice. Game 2 is going to be on Pylon. Okay, now this is a map that I've only casted once, I believe. Well, actually, maybe twice, but not too often. So I'm curious to see how this plays out. I'm always happy to see some of these more niche maps, or just less played, I should say. It's game 2 on Pylon. Let's go. Uh-oh. That's not a good sign. Okay, I think we're okay. You might call him ByuN Stoppable. Ah, you might. I held back, Pap. I held back. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Pylon, we have our Polish Protoss player. We have our red Protoss representing Streamer Zone. Down in the series, we'll see if he can bounce back and force the ace match. It is Gerald. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran, representing Shopify. It is ByuN. Here we go. As we do load into Pylon. Pylon, an interesting map here. Once again, one of the larger maps on the map pool. Longer rush distance by ground. Oh, as we do have a bit of a pause. Hopefully everything is okay. Yeah, Jesus. My ping is also spiking. So, maybe the NA server is struggling a little bit. Hopefully everything's okay. Yeah, Gerald saying that he had an issue as well. So it looks like it's just server side. Oh.
Game resumed.
So it looks like everyone's ping just spiked. So, so hopefully the servers can stabilize for us. Hopefully they can calm down. Oh god. Jesus. Hold on. Yeah. We are gonna remake. We're gonna restart. But yeah, the server just dying on us there for a moment. I'm gonna restart as well, just in case. But yeah, towards the end there, I had spiked up to 1,000 ping, like 1,000 ms, or like 1,300 even. But it looks like it was happening to the players as well. So hopefully the service can stabilize for us, and we're gonna be okay. As we are remaking. Again, game 1 was fine. Game 1 was perfectly fine. Now getting ready for game 2. People are reporting server issues on Down Detector 2. Every Blizzard game. Oh. Yeah, hopefully they're not getting like DDoS or something like that. I mean, there have been attacks on the Blizzard servers before. So hopefully it doesn't negatively impact our tournament today, but we'll see. Fingers crossed. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Pylon, we have our Polish Protoss player, our Red Protoss, representing Streamer Zone. Down in the series, we'll see if he can bounce back. It is Gerald. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran, leading the series 1-0 for Shopify. It is ByuN. Think they're getting DDoS? That's unfortunate, if true. It's unfortunate. But I can say that so far the ping is looking stable. Okay, we went from 1,000 to 200. That's already looking better. For now, we are going to be settling in. And again, welcome one all to Pylon. Pylon is a larger map of the map pool, especially when I compare it to maps like Persephone, for example, or even, what's the other map that I'm thinking of? The one with the slow zones in the center. Kill Switch. So longer rushes than those two maps, for example. Meanwhile, the natural is a little bit more exposed. There's no ramp. There's no ramp coming into the natural base, so I can see aggression being quite successful here. The ramp is a little bit further out towards the center of the map. Likewise, we have our linear third base and triangular third as well. We do have some ramps coming into this, multiple ramps actually, so multiple entry points towards that linear third. But this position is going to be a little bit more defendable here, as the ramp is more narrow at the third base, and likewise a relatively narrow choke point here as well that you can try to wall up and wall off. here on the right hand side is a little bit more open here, is what I will say, but maybe the length of the map will assist when it comes to expanding and trying to get into a longer game state. Again, typically when it comes to more modern maps, if the map is larger, they try to make the bases more exposed to make it more difficult to expand and more difficult to turtle. Like, that is an intentional design choice, typically, when it comes to these maps. Outside of that, we have our two bridges through the center. We have seen force fields, and we have seen players get caught on these bridges before. That is true. So you have to be very careful. But I do appreciate the aesthetic. Looks nice. As ByuN does move out. Reaper clip into the main. And we have a Twilight Council opener out of Gerald. Last game we did have like just mass greed and just cutting all the corners. This time more standard openers. Calming things down, we have ByuN going for his 1-1-1 CC on the high ground. Playing very safe as Reaper is forced back. Maybe we got the better node. It seems to be the case. Again, there are like multiple nodes when it comes to these servers in StarCraft. And it's kind of RNG which node you connect to. Looking a little bit better. Oh, we have Zelda. Oh my god. The map is so huge. There's so many bases here on the left hand side as well. I don't know if we're ever going to experience some of these, but yeah, we have the kind of center expansion here with high yield gas geyser, which is also kind of a part of the main attack path right next to the Zanaga as well on both sides. I appreciate it. We'll see if we can get there. That's ByuN moving out with his drop play, moving out with his two Widow Mines. Gerald, he does respond, he does react. Pulls away in time. Does pull away. Oh, oof. We'll lose a Stalker in the process, but we'll clean this up nonetheless. Likewise, Reaper at the natural, shield batteries within range. Oh, despite that, we'll pick up another worker. That's two probes falling. Not bad. Not a bad start here for ByuN. Likewise, I believe ByuN also scouted the tech. Yep, he did confirm the researching Twilight Council. He's aware of Blink. Is aware. Gerald is going to be rotating. Again, trying to catch out that drop. Again, he's aware of the medevac. And we can see ByuN is making his way back home. Likewise, auto turrets into the main. Getting a couple of probe kills, getting one, getting two, already getting up to, ooh, three. Three probes go down. And the medevac does make it home safe and sound. He makes it back. The main base is quite congested, actually. Yeah, there's not actually much room for blink aggression into the main. Much smaller than some of these other maps, of course, even in the current map pool. Like, in a way, the main base is large, true, as in there's a lot of area in the main, but a lot of it is actually protected, and only a small portion here is exposed to blink stalkers. So ByuN is pretty secure here. I don't see 4-gate blink being an option. Not on Pylon. Third base is being taken. Gerald just going to be containing his opponent. Now, what I will say, the main base is secure, but as you can see, unlike on other maps, this tank isn't covering the entrance to the natural. Typically, you wouldn't see this this terrain. This kind of like you can't move it. This terrain, like this outcropping, maybe that's a better way of putting it, typically isn't here, and this location would be covering the entrance, but the entrance is actually quite far away. Because of that, the natural base is more exposed, and you can abuse that. Gerald's not going to be able to, but yeah, that's a nice kind of way to balance things out. where the main base is more secure, but the natural less so. Far less. Okay. Ooh. Observer gets caught. Gerald pulling back. Back at home, he did follow up with the +1. Oh, sorry, I should say the Forge with charge. Storm is on the way as well. But yeah, kind of like that setup. It's different, I should say. Just different to what we're used to. As ByuN does boost by. It does land into the main. Gerald's out of position. And the mineral line is going to be under fire. It's going to be under fire here. Probe's going to be going down. No major economic damage done yet. The Zelta keeping up. Nice cutting by ByuN, but the storm is solid. And Gerald holds. She does hold on. Oof. Leading out a handful of probes. That's 7 probes going down. But I think that was in the lead up to this. Alright, yeah, that's right. Those 7 workers were from the Widow Mine drop and from the Auto Turret harass. So just 1 probe kill. Good defense here by Gerald. Did keep up. ByuN now taking his 3rd. Auto Turret harass continues. ByuN just being so annoying here. I don't think we've seen this kind of backdrop before. This kind of like lavender or like violet, like faded out. I appreciate it. The aesthetic, I mean. As we get into 7 probe kills, Gerald has to commit across the map. He's going for the 3rd. ByuN, not quite in position to protect the expansion. He's a little bit further back. So some mining is denied, but ByuN is holding. Forcing out the storms, gets 1 High Templar, massive pickup. Gerald taking the linear for Jesus, he's going for the 4th base in the corner of the map. Expanding in a linear fashion, losing another High Templar. Some brutal pickups here. ByuN catching Gerald out. Storm zones ByuN away. Does zone him back. Pushing forward. It does push forward, but does push top right. Gerald coming from behind. Again, he has those storms. EMP pops off. Doesn't connect with the High Templar. And with the help of these storms, Gerald should be fine. It should be okay. Cleans up the army. Collapses on ByuN. ByuN, he will escape with a portion with at least 2 full medevacs. With 1, oh my god. Medevac goes down. Nice defense here by Gerald. Oh, can he get another medevac? He can. And he will. Shuts down the drop, shuts down the push. ByuN did overextend. Did not respect the High Templar enough. And Gerald is back in this. He's back in this game. Hello, Marine. Blackware storm drop towards the mineral line, getting 8 SCVs. Ta-da! Marine goes down. And Gerald pulls away. Does pull away for now, getting ready for a Zealot counterattack. Taking up a 2nd Robo into a bait, into Colossus production. Again, Gerald, he saved the expansion. Still that 1 Raven is being so annoying. That 1 Raven with how many kills? With 17! 17, 18, 19, 20! Oh my god, it's getting out of hand. 20 kills on the 1 Raven. That is insane. Gerald pushing in. It's met by the main army. And as he distracts, they do try to hit the mineral line, but oh my god, there's 3 tanks in position. ByuN is holding. EMP pops off. ByuN attempting to punish. As ByuN is distracted once again, Gerald, he dives into the main. Does a nice mining time, goes to the warp in. That was a risky maneuver here from Gerald. He almost lost his High Templar. But in the end, did pull back. Pull back did save them. Catching out 6 SCVs, forcing ByuN back home. And Gerald now takes the 5th. Does take a fifth expansion. So Prism does recall. It does recall back home. Does recall back. ByuN claiming his own fourth. Gerald getting into double Colossus production. And we've made it. I was a little bit concerned that Gerald wouldn't be able to establish a fourth, but no, he's got his fourth, now getting a fifth base, now building up towards a maxed out army towards the late game. So is ByuN. We have a game, we have it back and forth. Both players are maxing out. ByuN refining his army with now Vikings into Ghosts. No Liberators yet. We're still not quite at that tech path. We're still getting the fourth base saturated. Thereafter, we can then get a Fusion Core and Liberator range. Till then, Gerald's likewise also diversifying his splash damage, building up his Disruptors. Disruptors are on the way. Way. Zelzay busted the mineral line. Once again, just causing a distraction. Gerald moving in.
Game paused.
And we might have some latency. Ooh. Yeah. Looks like we do have another big lag spike. That's 2,000 ping. I've spiked up to 700. Thankfully, we do have the pause before the main fight. But as is being reported, apparently a lot of the ByuN, he's also experiencing a little of latency. Apparently right now the Blizzard servers are struggling, and apparently it's happening across multiple games. Yeah, unfortunately, we can't really. I mean, it's the problem is it's a little bit out of our hands, right? Like it's the servers that are under attack. So we're doing what we can. It looks like our players are back. Okay. Whew. Okay, it looks like things have stabilized. Gerald, he pulls away. Bleeds out a couple of Colossus on the retreat. He does attempt to pull out. Does catch a couple of storms though. You know what I mean? Takes a couple of storms to the face. Colossus does fall to the final Viking shot. As Gerald pulls back, we do have the Prism into the main, but last, ByuN is paying attention. ByuN is keeping up. He gets eyes on that Prism. He does turn back around. ByuN doesn't chase with ByuN. He's maxed. He is maxed out. Gerald going for the warp in. Delayed reaction out of ByuN. There's a late reaction. Warp in does complete. Gerald, he doesn't back off. He wants that expansion. He wants that fourth. As also get 10 SCV kills. He's going for the planetary. Storms coming in. Not bad. Storms, they pop up. Up. Nice. Oh my god. Massive connections. The Novas. The Novas connect the storms as well. Prism rallies in. A very messy fight. Gerald not trading too poorly, but he has to back off. He's out of storms. No storms remaining. Gerald setting up another Zealot run by. And ByuN does survive this, does defend. He defends, he survives, now building up towards 3-3. May have to do replays. Yeah, well, I mean, we'll see if how the games progress. We'll see. If it does become unplayable though, then we'll probably have the players play it out ahead, like later on, and then do like a replay cast. Worst case scenario. So now Gerald, he's maintaining himself. Likewise, because of the size of the map, even if ByuN were to take a better fight defensively, it takes quite some time to counterattack, and by then Gerald, he can remax, can rebuild. Better splits here by ByuN. Avoids 3 of the Novas. Avoids 4 Novas. He can try to punish. Takes down the Disruptor. Disruptor does fall. High Templar as well. As ByuN moves out, Gerald moves in, but ByuN is in position this time. Yeah, ByuN is ready for it. Does kite back. Brutal tank shots. Gerald trying to catch out the army in the center. Takes an EMP to the face. But what's important is that Gerald, he's forcing these fights in the center of the map. He's allowing his economy to go untouched so far. This struggle early on especially against the Raven harass. But he's building up towards another expansion. He's on 90 probes. Gerald's economy is booming. But he will bleed out another Colossus. Storm's being forced out. ByuN does take down the High Templar and the Colossus. Here comes another Zealot. This time ByuN, he's out of position. He just lost a tank. ByuN getting pulled apart a little bit here. Did have to respond. Respond. Just rotating through the center. Let's rotate. ByuN does punish. This time just pushing Geralt all the way towards the top right. We spoke at the Liberators earlier. There it is. Fusion Core is done. We have Liberator range on the way. ByuN is getting towards his final form. Meanwhile, Geralt, he has not been able to break any of these bases. Oh, bleeds out a Colossus. Colossus rallies in. Nice Nova. Nova does catch a couple of High Templar. Sorry, a couple of Ghosts. But ByuN is still maxed out. He's trying to catch out the army in massive EMPs. Not sure it's Novas. Oh my god, massive connections. Yeah, more Ghosts getting caught. Yeah, ByuN plummeting in supply. Not a good fight. Bleeds out so many Ghosts. And Geralt does punish. All it takes is a couple of well-placed Novas. And ByuN falls almost 50 supply. Gerald, can he run away with this? Now moving in, denies the sixth expansion. Oh, turns back the ByuN. But here come the Liberators. Here comes the Freedom. Likewise, ByuN, he also took bottom left. Bottom left-hand base has been taken. He has his 5th up and running. We have Mass DT coming in for the Planetary. There is a turret, but it may not matter. Mind Shot going off. Planetary goes down. 3 swipes. 3 swipes, all it takes. That's a lot of Invisible Man. DTs, they pop up. And ByuN, he can't quite keep up. As ETs, they go for another Planetary. Oh, this time, though, they don't get this around. This time, ByuN, he holds. This time, he's ready for it. We have more Dark Templar reinforcing. Gerald, he wants that expansion. ByuN does have an army in position, so this is a more secure location. Gerald, he's moving in. Oh, blinks forward. Gets a couple of swipes in the reaction. Yeah, late reaction here by ByuN. He was distracted. Another Planetary falls. Gerald, he's in the driver's seat here, sniping 2 bases. But even catching out the ByuN once again. ByuN bleeding out a little bit too much, and Gerald, he has a massive bank behind this. So a 5k, 2k in the bank. Let's go. Takes an EMP to the face. ByuN is struggling. This is why Zan includes Immortals, can't crack Planetary Fortresses. That's what the DTs are for. 3 swipes. Oh my god. As they keep popping off. That's EMP. Speaking of, ByuN, he's down to orbitals, at least an orbital towards the left-hand side. Has rebuilt his planetary here at the 4th. As you can see, the dynamic changing already here once we get into the Liberators. A couple of Novas do connect, but Disruptors, they get punished for it. Gerald here overextends. He's a big overextension here. Losing every Disruptor. Ay, ay, ay. Now there's no more Novas. ByuN, he's just stimming in. He just chases him down. Oh my god. Just tries to chase him down. Takes the Storm to the face. But ByuN, he's so close to breaking Gerald here and now. Kites back, cleans up all the Zealots, takes on the Archon. EMP on the Stalkers, and Gerald, the problem is he needs time to rebuild. He's only got 2 Robos, he has no 3rd Robo behind this. Making 2 Colossus. Gerald needs time. And ByuN is not stopping. He's not stopping, not pulling back. He scans, moves in. Gerald desperately warping in more Zealots. Liberation zones move up. And without any support, without any splash damage behind this, you can see ByuN just break through. Just mows through the army. Likewise, Liberator sieges up on the right-hand side. More probes going to be falling. And Gerald, he still has a bank, but he can't spend his money fast enough. Again, the double Robo is really limiting him. It's just so limiting. He can't spend his money. Got massive EMP. Punishes the Stalkers. Yeah, punishes the dive. Boys are being pulled, Mineral Line goes down, and ByuN, he wants the Colossus, he stims on in, and he brings them down as well. Gets 1, gets 2, and he's done it. He has done it. Again, Gerald, he was in a beautiful position. He had all these bases, he had a bank, he had an economy, but one bad fight, and it takes so long to rebuild, especially when you don't have the production for it. Storm comes in, but ByuN, he is snowballing out of control, taking down 2 expansions. And killing 49 probes. That is insane damage. And Gerald, he just cannot build up, cannot max out. He is on 12 gates. ByuN moves forward. ByuN does move in, takes down the Colossus one after the other. Oh god, despite having 4 Colossus out there on their own, and they will barely hold on. As ByuN just keeps rallying in, takes down another expansion. Barely not. Going for the Stalkers. Never mind. Goes to the army instead. Rallies on forward, takes down the Archons. Now with these rallying reinforcements, it's just too much. It's just too much to handle. ByuN takes down the Colossi. GG gets called, and ByuN, he recovers. He claws his way back into it, and ByuN will take the series 2-0, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. Whew. GG, well played. GG, well played. ByuN, he will claim the series. Again, Gerald, he was in a great position. Remember, Gerald, who was maxed out, he had an insane bank to work with, who was sniping bases, but Gerald, he overextended. He pushed a little bit too far forward. He got caught out by the Liberators. He got caught out by the army. If you remember, in that one first fight, Gerald, he lost, was it 4 or 5 disruptors? He lost 4 or 5, he lost all the disruptors regardless. In that first fight, as he was being chased back, he bled out the rest of his Colossus, the rest of his High Templar, and that was ByuN's moment. That was ByuN's moment then and there. He just went for the kill, went for the throw, chased Gerald down, and was able to kill Gerald before he could ever remax. Again, behind it, Gerald, he only had the 2 Robos. He was making 2 Colossus at a time. Gerald, he tried to take fights earlier on, but he was just never able to stabilize, never able to build up an army. He was just stuck with just purely Zealots and Stalkers. He just could not recover. You could argue that at that moment, Gerald, he probably should have, I would say, given up on the bases, just given up on defending that expansion, and because he has a bank, right? He has a bank, he has the right-hand side. You can afford to give up on, it doesn't feel good, but you can afford to give up some expansions just to buy time to reinforce, right? Just because there was no army to work with. But everything happened just so quickly. it all just turned south real fast and real quick, and with that, ByuN does take it, and with that, we have our 2 finalists. We have our grand finals here. It's going to be a best of 5 between ByuN and Gerald. Going to be a best of 5. Sorry, between ByuN and Solar. Best of 5 ZBT.